Man, I was so happy with the Horizon 5 announcement.
Oh, same. Like, I need a new game. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, same thing here. I was like, man, it has been dead pants for such a long time. Give me something, please. Yeah. Something new, something to get the people excited for. Yeah. Like, you know, at this point, you know, sure, I love good games, but more than that, I like any games, you know?
Yep. Yep.
Just give me something to cover, man. Yeah, let us keep the franchise racing genre alive, you know, please.
It's funny because saying this year we've got like one, and then next year it's going to be flooding.
Yeah, true.
There's going to be Motorsport, Gran Turismo, probably Test Drive, Need for Speed. Hopefully, will be back.
I mean, of course, we're gonna get a yearly release of Formula 1.
Oh yeah.
So I would consider this year to have 2 games.
Yeah, true.
Pretty good, man. That is something to boast about. Like, it's easy content, right? Half a year Formula 1, half a year of Forza Horizon. Repeat.
It's like I'm just trying to hold on to Need for Speed, but it's like it's a struggle.
It is.
I'm glad for the Unite mod and such because that helps.
Yeah, I mean, people are just happy when they hear something about Need for Speed anyways, because at the end of the day, we all wanted to succeed, and you can really feel it. Like, people just want it to work.
The difference between Forza and Need for Speed Community will admit if their game is shit. Whereas the Forza community is like, oh no, it's the best thing ever. Nothing wrong with it. Perfect. And that I kind of like that. Like, you can admit that things need to be fixed. Like, come on, EA. Like, you've had how long? You know, there's no PvP, for example. Jesus Christ.
It's the freaking first time they're gonna have a 3-year development cycle.
Because like on the reboot, they took 2 years for that. Like they took like a year off to have an extra year to make a Need for Speed game. So like, this is longer than the reboot time.
We all know how that worked out.
Yeah. We eventually got there with Heat.
Yeah, I mean, they did improve a lot. The problem is there's just so much saltiness going on around too. Like, you know, they did one thing, they do one thing right and still make 4 things wrong, you know?
Yeah, I'm hoping that the handling is going to be...
I hope they just throw it in the bucket, man, and redo it. I think it's about time to just, you know, try something different. I think
there's one guy they've had for the last, well, I say for 2015 and Payback, they had one guy that was lead on handling and cars in general.
Yep.
And it's like, no.
Yeah, it sounds about right. Like, put everything on one person and hope.
Yeah, I think like a year before the launch of Heat, they had 2 people. So,
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't mind sacrificing other franchises for the sake of Need for Speed. Now that they simulated Codemasters.
Yeah, honestly, I think the like Dirt Rally should stay, but the actual like Dirt 5 kind of numbered games, I really don't care.
Kill them, dude. Dirt 5 was horrible.
It's just they're so disposable.
Yeah.
So disposable.
Yeah,
that, like
you can replace it with
Need
anything.
For Speed without any updates can last longer.
The thing is, I was kind of nice to it. I realized afterwards when I went back to like my initial video of Dirt 5, I was like, hey, there's something new to play, you know, kind of that fresh game feel. But then every time I went back to them, I'm like, fuck, man, this is so shit. This is actually really shit.
And now with like Horizon having the create mode in it as well, it's like it's taken everything that it did like of any significance at all.
The thing is, the creation tools you have in Dirt 5, it's just so limited. Like, that arena is too small to do anything substantial in it.
Yeah. It's a funny one, but yeah, I wouldn't care if that died.
Yeah.
And those are actually the X-Drive Club people.
I don't know what they did to the handling, but they really missed it on that one. Like, the handling is completely weird. The best thing is, even if you try to like spin your car around, you can't. Like, it is hard-coded into the handling that you can't even spin your car.
What else did they do? I guess grid, that can go in the bin, to be honest.
Yeah,
I'd rather it just die.
It's all not good. Grid 2019 disappointed me, Dirt 5 disappointed me even more. Project Cars 3, I feel like if that game feels more like Drive Club than the other ones by far.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Handling wise,
the lead
game
on
wise,
that was the same.
yeah, like it just feels way better. I feel like that game could have actually had a chance if they didn't try to sell it as a sim.
Yeah.
What was actually your first Need for Speed?
Porsche Unleashed.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so that was
my first
2000.
one that I properly played was like Underground and such.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, for me it was the first Hot Pursuit, like 1998, 2 years before that. Need for Speed 3, back when it was still numbered. I think the first time I actually played Need for Speed 1 and 2, got you there, was back in, I wanted the first Need for Speed Marathon. I think it was 2018, I think was the first Need for Speed Marathon, where I actually played through all of them. And yeah, that's when the very first time I played Need for Speed 1 and 2.
Oh really? I actually haven't played the first two.
Oh, I can definitely recommend Need for Speed 2. Need for Speed 1 is really, really old. You definitely notice it on that one. Need for Speed 2 still looks old, but it already feels much more of a game.
Gotcha.
And also comes with some really good menuing music. Like, there's a lot of nostalgia with just the soundtrack of the older Need for Speeds.
I guess the first one I finished was probably Underground. And the second one I finished was probably Most Wanted. And then I think actually I finished Carbon, but then that was it. Like, I think I didn't really finish the others. I think Pro Street I didn't finish until YouTube. Like, I made a series about it.
Oh yeah, crazy. Oh yeah, there's one thing I wanted to ask you. How did you feel on your first playthrough of Undercover?
So I actually bought Undercover for the first time on PS3 after seeing that it looked exactly like Most Wanted and Carbon.
Yeah.
Like, it looked the same style.
Yeah.
And I played it and I was very depressed. I don't think I actually finished. I still to this day haven't finished it.
Oh wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But I get it. I get it. I had such a similar experience because, I started all the way at Hot Pursuit, where I basically loved every Need for Speed. They all had something to hold their own. And they were all, masterpieces. I still call it like the golden era of Need for Speed. And for me, it starts at Need for Speed 3 because I didn't play 1 and 2, so I can't really put it in there. I just don't have the nostalgia. Sometimes, actually, I don't even include Hot Pursuit 3 because actually the entire content of Hot Pursuit 3, Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit, was included in Need for Speed 4. Therefore, you could actually skip Hot Pursuit.
Oh, I see, yeah.
And still experience the entire game in the second one. But yeah, High Stakes and Porsche, huge for me personally, because I actually won a racing tournament in Need for Speed Porsche and won a Dreamcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was like a local tournament in Austria, which was organized by a bank. So the prices were actually pretty good, because the Dreamcast at the time, 500 euros, way too expensive, way too expensive for me. And I was like, no, thank you, because that's the price of a console right now, right?
Yeah.
21 years later, like 21 years of inflation. Like, it was actually properly expensive back then. And yeah, I could have never afforded that console. But buying the games, that was fine, that was manageable.
I get that.
But yeah, so I have huge nostalgia for Porsche because of that. Like, my first esport, so to say, event, right?
I remember, so my first time playing Porsche was when, I don't know if you remember, or if it was a thing there. If you bought like a little toy car, it came like with driving that car in the game, like as a demo.
In which game?
In Porsche.
Oh, really?
Unleashed. Yeah.
Are we talking console or PC?
PC.
Ah, okay. Because I remember a cheat code on the PC that allows you to play toy cars.
Really?
Yeah, to make the cars into RC cars.
Oh, nice.
So what are you talking about? I've never heard that.
Yeah, so there were a bunch of toy cars. I can't remember what brand they were, but I don't think they were Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
But basically, you bought it and you get like a little demo download, I think it was. And you could play with that one car on like a time attack, and then that was it.
It needs to be Porsche.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. I've never heard about that.
It was so weird.
I have never heard about that. Really I'm actually gonna look that up and see if we can find it. I want to play that now. Really cool. It's funny. It's so crazy, the things that you don't know.
Yeah, like just all these little campaigns that we definitely missed out on because certain markets had it and others didn't.
I still remember, like, I saved up so much money for the game itself. You know what was funny about the tournament? The tournament was played on gas pedals and wheels, and I was a keyboard player. Like, I was really good, really good at keyboard. And then I had to do the tournament on wheel and pedals. And I was like, can I use the keyboard? And it's like, nah. Everyone has the same input device. I was like, fuck. I mean, probably wasn't thinking that because I was like 11 years old in the year 2000, but still managed to win the tournament with a new input device. I was panicked at first. I actually lost my very first race. I lost my very first race, but it was a double elimination bracket. I don't know if you're familiar, but then you have like winners and losers bracket, and I fought through the entire losers bracket unbeaten to the grand finale, and then won that too. And the grand finale was pretty sweet because we had 5 laps, which allowed me to actually lap my opponent. but not only that, you know, I was like, okay, I'm winning really hard, so might as well have some fun, and I spun him out. He was so salty.
You ruined that kid's life.
Yeah, I very much did.
It's over for him at that point.
It was really bad too, because he was much older than me too, because there were people allowed all the way until 16 years old, right? And he was beaten by an 11-year-old shrimp. In the worst way possible, so he's probably gonna remember that moment.
I'm sure he does.
For the rest of his life.
How many hours do you know? Have you tracked? How many hours?
If I'm just gonna go by like the hours that I have on Twitch, right? That's most of my most wanted hours, right? I'm close to 5,000.
Jesus.
That includes obviously everything: speedrunning, mods, multiplayer, everything.
My god.
And I think an extra 200 hours were lost too in Most Wanted 2012 because Twitch did not have an 05 category. They added that because of me. Right. Like I actually wrote to some admins and like, hey guys, this game is missing. Like, we added the entire Need for Speed franchise to the website thanks of me. Which kind of shows you how niche racing really has become. It's crazy. Like, they didn't even think about adding the entire game list.
It's interesting though that Forza's obviously on Game Pass, so everyone tries it.
Yep.
And then they're like, oh my god, we've got like 30 million people playing. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's free, of course.
It's good though. It's good that they can try it.
Yeah, I think generally it's a really good strategy from a marketing standpoint, making the game available for free. Just get a huge player base and you can find other ways to monetize. They don't even have to be pay to win. Like, I'm looking at Trackmania. Game is free, like back when Trackmania Nations was free, that I played the 2 a lot simply because it was free, and then I enjoyed it a lot, I played it a lot. And now you have these optional subscriptions for some extra features. Like, if you really like the game, that's also the point where you want those features. It's not like when you're a new player you want those subscription features. It's the other way around. You like the game and then you want those features. I really like how they're doing it.
Need to work with that.
Honestly, I think it would be a nice experiment that actually could work out for EA.
Yeah.
If you monetize on visual customization, obviously there's always going to be someone complaining, but at the end of the day, if it's a reasonable pricing and not mobile game pricing, I think that would actually work out pretty well for EA.
I think they'd have to make it so it's like extra bits.
Yeah.
Rather than like the main bits.
Yeah, true.
I think, like, for example, clothes and stuff, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, true. But they can sell it any day they want, right? Like, they can have they can sell dances, they can sell clothing. Like, who the hell cares? Like, take that cap with the spinning wheels on it, right? I don't want it anymore.
Fortnite kids jump on, spend all their money, or their mum's money, and we get updates.
Honestly, I think live service is really the way to go for also my personal interest, just to keep the game alive for a longer period of time. Think about like drafting as a feature. Like, real world drafting doesn't really do that much. No. So you can implement it, but one of the most fun implementations of drafting was Pro Street.
Yes.
During speed challenges, that game mode by itself must come back, in my opinion. Such a fun game mode. Not only was it blazingly fast, but just the crashes were so satisfying.
It was so good. Yeah. It took me so long to realize that you could just pause to not wreck your car, but I wanted to watch the crash.
Yeah. True. It's just, you know, too satisfying to watch. It was just pretty rare at the time to have like any game with like realistic crashing physics.
Oh yeah, especially like licensed.
Yeah, like honestly, that's the only time Need for Speed done that.
Now your window just breaks. And
yeah. You're gonna try to flip your car? No chance. Like the car is, it won't even flip for the most part. Like it's usually an outlier to get your car into a flip of any way, shape, or form. Toll booth tutorial.
Yeah, I got it.
I love that in the Pepega Mod. CBT.
Oh my, yeah, this CBT. I was not expecting that at all.
So good. I don't know if you already heard, but the next Pepega Mod is not gonna be Most Wanted.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know which game they're working on, and honestly, I don't really want to know. I would rather be like full-on surprised. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that would be cool.
I'm gonna record some audio footage if necessary, right?
Yeah.
If they want to involve me again, or you, anyone really, right? But mostly I don't really want to know much about it, so I can get like the full-on day one blind experience. It's the best, man.
It is the best. Yeah. Oh.
You feeling it?
yeah, definitely. It feels kind of like going from an older Need for Speed to like the Run.
Yeah, it's actually a very fair comparison considering how heavy the cars are there.
Yeah. I still can't believe how short that game was. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah, it was a pretty harsh disappointment at the time. Especially it felt, and it probably was effectively, half of the time was loading times.
Yeah, it's like 1 hour and a half to complete, but 2 hours for loading.
Yep. You know what's funny? It's actually hard-coded loading times. Even if you speedrun this game on a modern machine, it still has the same loading times.
That's so annoying.
Yeah.
But it's so frustrating that that game had so much like content in terms of cars, like body kits and stuff, and you didn't even really get to use them because the game was just over within like an hour.
True. It didn't feel very natural changing your car at the gas station all the time.
No.
It felt more satisfying to just run through the stage without interruptions.
Yeah.
Like in between would have made a lot more sense.
It was an interesting game. It was like, I'm not sure they'd ever try anything like that again, but
I mean, they probably go by sale numbers and like, nope, didn't work.
See, that's what worries me about Criterion being back. They're like, oh, Most Wanted 2012 sold really well.
Yeah, but honestly, it was just a name.
Yeah,
I will put it down straight to the name.
Yeah.
If they called it differently, I don't think they would have been nearly as good in sales. But it also feels like they kind of burned the name on that game really badly. But it wasn't meant to be, at least not at that time.
No. See, I feel like it's been long enough that they could redo just a blacklist thing again. Like, it's so...
That is true. Like, at this point, it has been such a long time that an actual blacklist was involved. Like, the Most Wanted 2012 wasn't even a blacklist. It was...
the Most Wanted list of white cars.
Yeah. No character, nothing. But yeah, honestly, if they ever come to the same conclusion as we do and think about either remaking or making a new Most Wanted, I think there's going to be euphoria in the Need for Speed community.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we'll be enlightened.
Yeah, that is what we've been waiting for.
Enlightenment.
Have you done any predictions regarding the next Need for Speed?
So far, nope. I don't even like. I've gone through just an up and down. Are they even gonna bother?
Yeah.
Just worry almost. But I think it's gonna happen. I don't know what extent we're gonna get of a full game.
Yeah.
If they come out and say there's no story, I'm gonna like, you can go back and carry on.
Yeah.
Try again. It kind of needs that to tie it together. And
imagine no story, no multiplayer.
Oh my god. You just get the cars and you get customization, but Break to Drift is back.
You basically get Grid 2019 with customization. Yay. Yeah. That's what we've been waiting for.
Like, our fans really wanted Break to Drift to return in full effect. So grip driving is now gone completely.
Since we couldn't pull it off in the last game properly.
Yeah, cautiously excited.
Yeah. I mean, it's just too far out for me personally.
Yeah.
Just November next year, so far away, it's irrelevant at this point. The one thing I do expect it's gonna be similar to Heat. With the information that we have right now, I think they're gonna make a similar game as Heat. Hopefully,
I mean, I'm sure they're using Heat as the base.
Yeah.
And I think they already, like, surely have most of a map done, because that's something that was worked on, I imagine, pretty quickly after they've finished the last map.
Yeah.
So I think they're mostly there with that.
I'm curious how much of the leaked footage is actually going to be in the final game.
Yeah, yeah.
That is something I'm personally curious about. Are they going to use that world map? Or any other assets that you've really seen in that very alpha build?
I think that map is the map. I think it is. We've not seen it before. Like, it's just...
It's true.
They wouldn't make something like a map and not use it.